Welcome to Palette Collection Bingo, week 20. I put all of my palettes in a spreadsheet, and a random number generator tells me which palette I'm going to use for you. Welcome or welcome back. If you're new here, my name's Andi, and I'm really happy that you're here. Today's palette is from Morphe. It is the 9V palette. Is it 9V? Yeah, it's 9V. This is what the palette looks like. There is a mirror on the bottom. This is what the palette looks like. It's very pretty. I love this palette. I love the color story in this palette. It is a very monochromatic palette. I was originally gifted this from Lori Latimer, Sisfantastic. We did a collab featuring this palette, and I have used it many times just in everyday life. And I love it. It has a really nice formula, and like I said, I love the color story. Those are my jam right there. There are names on the Flavor Saver, but as you can see, they are white letters on clear. And I was like, I'll just put these on my table and look down. No, my table's white. I can't see it. So forgive me if I don't tell you the names. I'm going to try to see if I can, in between, I'll try to see if I know what they are. My lids are primed and prepped, and we're going to go ahead and get started, won't you? I'm going to take the shade called Blossom, and I am going to go on my transition area. I feel like this is very reminiscent of some looks that I've done lately, but this is what Mr. Random Number Generator chose for me today, so I can't really argue. And I did quite a bright look last week, so we're just going to do a nice little mauve look today. I don't know if I have had any fallout from this. I can't really remember. I don't think I did, and if I did, it might have been just a little bit, so it's okay. How was everybody's week? Tell me something that happened to you, something good that you did this week, or something good that happened to you this week. I would love to know. I did not film this week. I did my collab with Ash with the Huda Beauty palette. Mercury Retrograde palette that came out on Wednesday. This is going a little darker than I had originally wanted, but that's okay. And I mean darker in terms of pigment, not in terms of shade. So anyway, this week was not a good week for me. Work is work. I'm not really enjoying it right this second, but it'll get better. My work partner got another job out in the distribution center, so he moved from my department to out there, and so I've been doing the work all by myself this week, and that's not real fun. Now I'm going to go into the shade called Rose Bold, and I am going to use that in my crease and the outer part of my eyelid. I may change brushes, but right now I'm using the same brush because it's the same tone, just a little darker. And why dirty up another brush when you don't have to? So anyway, yeah, it wasn't a good week. And Tuesday, the 7th, was my dad's birthday. And I just really didn't want to deal this week. I'm just keeping it real. I didn't want to deal. I didn't want to deal with anything. I didn't want to deal with YouTube. I didn't want to deal with life. I didn't want to deal with anything. And so when I filmed last weekend, I filmed my collab video, and then I filmed a few other little videos that you might see one tomorrow, I think. Things that I had. And I was going to take that day off, but when my work partner got another job and left, that just left me, so I wasn't able to take that day off. So I had to deal with life when I wasn't really in the best headspace for that. Yeah, I really don't want to work on Father's Day either, but I'm going to. It's, you know, it's real life. I am now going to go into Forget Me Not. It is a darker, deeper mauvey, darker mauvey brown. And I'm going to put that in my outer corner, maybe under my eye. So I would love to know something good that happened to you this week, because I had a crap week. I am off tonight, which is nice. Anthony and I went to the next little town up. What did we originally go up there for? What did we originally go up there for? Oh, I know what it was. We went to Kohl's. We went to Kohl's because they have an Amazon return kiosk there. And my makeup mirror that I talked about, was it last week? Yes, I talked about it last week. My makeup mirror got sent back. When you open the little side panels, on this side there were 2 magnification mirrors, a 5 and a 7. I thought it was a 5 and a 10, but it was a 5 and a 7. And I opened that up on Saturday, and it fell out. Like the whole glass mirror panel fell out. And I'm like, I paid way too much for this mirror for that to happen. So I was like, you know what? I'm sending it back. So we went to Kohl's and got $5 in Kohl's cash for using the Amazon kiosk. So if you guys have Amazon returns, it's super easy. You don't even have to box it up. You just have to take it to them. And there's like a code that you get on your phone and you show them. But I had already put it in the box that it came in, so it was all set. I just printed out the stuff from Amazon and just like, here you go. And we got $5 in Kohl's cash, which I'll probably use at some point. I always forget to use Kohl's cash. It like sits there. And I mean, do they even give you like physical Kohl's cash anymore, or is it just on your account? I don't know. That's how long it's been since I've actually been to Kohl's. So we did that, and then we were trying to decide what we were going to eat. I'm going to take this shade called Perf in pink, and I'm going to blend out this outer edge a little bit. I don't like that brush. So we're trying to decide what to eat, and we were going to go to Skyline, which is a chili place, and I know that if I went to Skyline, I would want their chili dogs, their cheese conies, and I have been doing really good on keto, so I didn't want to do that. So we went to Firehouse Subs and got a meatball sub, a large meatball sub without the bun. So they put the meatballs and the cheese in a bowl. It was so good. It was so freaking good. So good. This is getting very, very muddy. Wonder why. So that was fun. I loved that. Loved it. I'm going to take this shade called Retro Woe. It is a shimmer. I'm going to put that on my lid. Kind of the middle. It's not as dark as I thought it was going to be. Not at all. It is a pretty shimmer though. I'm going to put that in the center of my lid. Kind of blending with that outer corner shade a little bit. So that was fun. We just kind of parked in Sam's parking lot. We didn't go to Sam's, but we parked in Sam's parking lot. And 8. We like to usually, when we do our car dates, we like to park somewhere where we actually have a little bit of a, you know, like a view, like a park, or I don't know, something other than the side of a building. But we parked in the parking lot and just sat and talked and listened to the radio and all that good stuff. So that was fun. So I put a thing on my community tab, and I want you guys to tell me. Do you like it? Do you like it when I hold the palette up and show you what I'm using? Or do you like it when I put the palette over here with the arrow like I've been doing? Does it matter? Does it matter? Dion from Dion Loves Makeup, I will link her below. She had a really great point about that. She likes it when you hold the palette up because some photos are not true to shade, and that is 100% correct. Some photos I've seen, ColourPop, as a matter of fact, ColourPop had an ad on Instagram with one of their palettes, and I would think it was Feeling Bubbly. Do I have that? I don't know if I have that. Anyway, on the Instagram photo, there were these pretty mauvey pinks and shimmers and all of that. On the website, it looked more like beige and taupe and all of that. So not all photos are created equally. And so I get that. So let me know what you think. Let me know if you like if you like it up here, or if you just want me to be like, I'm using this shade right here. Let me know. And now I'm going to go into the Flourish shade. And I'm going to put that in the front part of my lid. And give it some shimmer. I think I might use a Super Shock too. I kind of decided, I've bought a lot of Super Shocks that I never use. And I kind of decided that I was going to use them more on my palette collection bingos, just to, even if the palette that I use is not ColourPop. I think that, because I love my shocks, and I would love to use them more often. Even if it's just for inner corner shade or whatever. I did get a lot of fallout. I have fallout here, 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 and here. Do you see that? That's a lot of fallout. And that's with dabbing my brush. I don't remember it having that much fallout. That's a lot of fallout. I am going to, I don't know if this is going to make any difference at all, but I am going to go into this shade called Legend Has It, and it is a dark shimmer, and I'm going to put that toward the outer. Yeah, that really doesn't make much difference, does it? I don't know. It's a pretty shade, and I wanted to include it. Yeah, it's a shimmer. Whatever. I'm also going to take that Perf in Pink shade, and I'm going to put that underneath the front of my eye. And that's doing absolutely nothing, except for making me look. Okay, so I'm going to take that Flourish, that light shimmer, and I'm going to put that underneath my eye. Also doing nothing. Oh, you know what I forgot to do, you guys? I forgot to put my mirror up. I always raise my mirror up a little bit. Oops. I hope I didn't show you the top of my head too much. I am not loving the look right now. I think it got very muddy, but that's okay because we're going to go off camera, do liner, lashes, lips, and I'm going to clean up this fallout a little bit, and then we'll be back. We'll discuss. Yeah, don't go anywhere. Welcome back. Finished look. I don't remember this palette having as much fallout as it does, and I've used it quite a bit, but I don't usually use the darker shades. If it's just an everyday whatever, I do use the shimmers, but I don't usually use the dark shades. So let's take another look at it. Want to? Yeah, so this shade right here, I don't usually use. I usually use this shade, and this shade, and then the shimmers right here. So, yeah, I mean, I like the finished look. I think it looks exactly like the Huda look that I just did. So sorry about that, but that is the palette that I chose. It is a 9-pan palette. There's not a whole lot of things you can do with it, but I do love it. I do love that palette. I love the color story. Those are my colors. Those are my shades. So what I used on the rest of my eyes and all of that, I did use the Araceli Ojos Perfectos gel pencil liner in the shade Rose Gold. I use that on my waterline, but you really can't see it. I feel like I say that all the time, but it's because my cream gel liner that I tight lined, I think it transferred. I don't usually have problems with it doing that. Maybe my eyes are extra watery today or whatever, but ColourPop cream gel liner in black. On my lashes, I used the Buxom mascara, and this is the Extrovert, and I love it. It's really nice. On my bottom lashes, I did use the Tray-Stick. This has a very, very big fat brush, so I didn't want to use that on my bottom lashes, but I did use the Tray-Stick on my bottom lashes. I also used my iMethod wing stamps. Yes, I used those, and I did the liner, the actual liner, felt tip liner on the top. I did. And then on my lips, I used a BH Cosmetics lip liner that I forgot that I had. And the shade is A91A. There isn't an actual shade on here, but it could have been because maybe, I think I did, because it's been sharpened so much that it's no longer, you can't see it, but it is a really pretty, like mauve-y shade. I'm going to use the NYX Liquid Suede lipstick in Soft Spoken. And on top of that, I used the MAC lip gloss in the shade All Things Magical. It's really pretty, and it matches this really well. It just gives it some nice shine. So that's what I used, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me for week 20 of my palette collection bingo. I really appreciate you being here. And until our next adventure, everyone have a great day, and we'll see you later.